Have you ever wondered what your life purpose is? The answer's not very far away. In fact, it's right in front of you, in your very own unique fingerprints. And we can show you how to decode them to discover inner truths about why you are here.
Hi, I'm Jenna Griffiths, a master hand analyst based in Switzerland.
And I'm Patty Barton, a hand analyst in Australia.
Today we're going to show you how to read life purpose from your fingerprints. But first you need to recognize the 4 basic types of fingerprint.
Then you can see which ones you have. And this is the first step in discovering your life purpose.
Sometimes you'll see other shapes, but all prints are a mixture of these 4 basic types.
Now, it's good to use a magnifying glass, like I have here, magnifying glass, or be in natural sunlight so that you can easily see what prints you have on your hand. And also have a pen and paper ready so that you can write down the name of each print and the little symbol that we have that goes with it.
So let's start looking at these 4 basic types. Essentially, the way to tell the difference between these 4 types is to look for the junctions. Some fingerprints have got no junctions, and some fingerprints have got 1 junction, and some of them have got a central core and 2 junctions. That's the main difference.
And we call these junction points triradii. A single one, like you have here, is called a triradius.
Yeah, and sometimes they're right slap bang in the middle, like this one is right here, slap bang in the middle of the fingerprint. And sometimes they're more off to one side or the other. So the first type we're going to look at is called the arch. That is a fingerprint with absolutely no triradius in it. And its symbol is a dash, which is like a minus sign, which is like minus triradii.
Yes, that's right. It looks a little bit like a gentle wave in the sea, or sometimes it's a bit flatter and sometimes it's a bit higher up in towards the top of the fingerprint. It's a gentle wave pattern.
The underlying feature, as we said before, is there is absolutely no triradia, and sometimes the wave can be slightly steeper and sometimes more gentle, but it's basically always that shape. The second type we're going to look at is called the tented arch, and the symbol for that is like an upside down T, and that the triradius is slap bang in the middle of the fingerprint, and that has a tent pole as like a spine running down the middle of the fingerprint, which looks a lot like those old-fashioned tents with a pole holding up the tent.
Yes, and we're marking the triradii so that you can see them more easily with a small coloured dot on the print image.
And here's some variations.
Yes, sometimes they're quite low down on the finger, and sometimes they stretch up higher.
So the essential thing to remember is that the triradius is slap bang in the middle of the fingerprint. And
there's only 1 of them.
Now we're going to look at type 3, and that's the loop. And if you look at the pattern of the fingerprint here, you'll see it looks like a huge wave crashing. In fact, it has 1 triradius always, and it's always on the side of the print. Unlike the other one, where the triradius was slap bang in the middle, here it's either to one side or the other side of the fingerprint. And it looks like this big wave crashing on a rock.
Yes, it's like the triradius is the rock there that the wave is crashing on. It's usually to the side of the fingertip.
Yeah, and the wave crashes and goes back again from the same side, almost like the ocean crashing and then going back into the ocean. It always runs out, it runs in and out from the same side.
Yes. And there's some variations. There's sometimes they can be quite tall, once again, a bit like the triradius from the tented arch, but this time it loops right up into the top of the fingertip, or it can be quite low down. And sometimes it's just feels like it's been compressed a little bit by the lines over the top of it, but it's still a loop pattern. And the triradius, as you see, has moved across a little bit in that third one, but it's still well over to the side. It's not in the middle like the tent pole one was with the tented arch.
The fourth type we're looking at today is the whirl, and that the symbol for that is that you draw a little circle and then you put a dot in the middle of it. And the distinguishing feature of the whirl is that there's always a central core, and then this is the only fingerprint pattern that has two triradia, whereas all the others only had one, none or one.
Yes, you can see them right on either side of the circular pattern formed by the lines in a whirl, a little bit like the rings of a tree or a dartboard maybe. And sometimes they're a bit smaller right in the middle of the print, and sometimes they're large. Now you've learned the 4 basic fingerprint types, but fingerprints are like people, a bit unusual at times, but they're still combinations of those 4 basic types. Have a look at your own fingerprints and see if you can identify those patterns. And to discover what that means for your life purpose, your unique purpose, please read the free report below called 6 Steps to Purpose